Hello and welcome to Jim's Football Center. Today, there can only be one thing on the agenda, and that is Chelsea, the end of an era. Earlier today, reports came out from England that Roman Abramovich has officially put up Chelsea FC for sale, and a few days ago we heard that it has been put under the stewardship of the charity. Now, this is due to events happening in Russia at the moment, or Ukraine rather, and it's admirable that, knowing the end is near, Roman Abramovich has opted to give Chelsea an escape. However, what does this mean for Chelsea? Because Roman Abramovich coming into Chelsea changed the game literally. Since he bought Chelsea FC, it has been the most successful football club in Europe in that time frame. Well, the only other teams to probably win more would be Real Madrid with the Champions League treble. However, Chelsea have won it all domestically and abroad, and remains as the only club to have done so with such consistency over that period of time, and still being able to and still attracting all the big names of football, from Jose Mourinho to Antonio Conte, to signing players such as Crespo, to signing Lukaku, to having marquee signings, and still on the pitch and on the touchline, all of whom, well, most of whom have been very successful in their period of time at the club. Now, Chelsea, Roman Abramovich was willing to pump in money into the club at an alarming rate. I mean, it is said he spent over 1.5 billion of his own money into Chelsea, and that is insane. And now, on announcing that he's selling the club, he has said that he does not expect any of the loans he made to Chelsea to be repaid to him, which is really, really good for the club, because that does not leave the club in any sort of debts after this. However, can the next owner really take the steps that Abramovich was willing to take? There have been reports that a Swiss billionaire named Hans Weiss might be on the cards to take over the club, although he has said he will only go into this if he goes into it with a consortium. Now, that I think will bring a problem for Chelsea, because a consortium, there'll be too many stages of red tape, and Chelsea does not work well like that. Chelsea was a one-man operation where if he says you're fired today, you're fired today. He is not afraid to fire anybody. He was only after one thing and one thing alone: results. And in his mind, if he was willing to pay for the results, he expected the results and nothing less. The transitional period that will come from this will probably see Chelsea drop in form next season. I mean, I call this the end of an era, because also at the end of this season, even on the pitch, it will be the end of an era. It is almost confirmed that Rudiger, Azpilicueta, and Eriksen will all be leaving the club. That is their long-serving captain, and basically the entire back line is going to be leaving, two of whom might be going to Barcelona. There's something about this Barcelona side and recruiting the more experienced players. I do not know what La Masia thinks about that, but it is yet to be seen. Now, that means Chelsea next season will be rebuilding, and with a new owner, a new style of play, and quite possibly even a new manager, depending on who gets the club. Will Thomas Tuchel be willing to work for that person? Will that will that person's vision of Chelsea be what the fans want? You know, Roman Abramovich, despite being harsh, was safe because you knew what to expect with Roman Abramovich. It was just results, results, results. What will the next person in charge's modus operandi be? Well, it's interesting to watch. It's interesting to let's wait and see. Earlier tonight, Chelsea got by Luton 3-2, although for quite a while it looked like we might be seeing another upset in the league, in the FA Cup that is, after Middlesbrough took out Tottenham and, well, what I think was an upset with Southampton taking out West Ham. It would have been a real shame if Chelsea had gone out just 1 hour after it was officially announced that their club is up for sale and offers are being fielded up to the end of the week. So let's wait and see. Let's hope for the best for Chelsea, because 19 years under Roman Abramovich has been probably the best 19 years a club can say they've ever had in football. The biggest names, the biggest awards, and just until as early as a month ago when they lifted the Club World Cup, the results are still there. So it will be a shame if it goes bad for Chelsea. However, I have hope for Chelsea, and let's see what they make of this season. Thank you. That has been my episode for today. Until the next one.